Hello and welcome back to another Fabulous vlog on my channel, where I think our vlogs are just going to take place over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Today is Thursday, but it's about to be Friday, so I figured I'd go ahead and start it. And I just really like weekend vlogs, I don't know. And it gives me a precise time, and then the video can go up next week, and then, yeah. Never will be a little different, but for reading wise, I think we're just going to be like reading weekend vlogs. I really like them, I really like watching them, they're my favorite. I won't lie, I like watching weekly vlogs if I love the person. Just for like a booktube tip. I didn't say an intro. I'm Jacob, by the way. You're watching a Jacob channel. Yeah, that's what you're watching. We're talking about books. I have several thrillers and stuff that I'm going to be trying to read this weekend, and so we're going to go through them. Just smaller things. October is my month of catch-up, and it's also because it's Preptober for my writing and things. I'm also starting a job on Wednesday. Super cool. But it's my catch-up month. Either way. If you're like a new booktuber, I would much likely watch a 3-day vlog of yours than like a weekly vlog, unless the weekly vlog is short, but I have a tendency to figure out that weekly vlogs are actually longer. Or weekend vlogs sometimes can be run longer because of the fact that it's only 3 days, and so you don't actually think you're updating your viewers as much. Whereas on the weekly, like during the week or whatever, you update them like twice a day, and then it actually turns out to be shorter. So I think both work fine, but I have much more of I like both. I don't know. I don't know where that conversation going. Either way, we're here to talk about books. We have several books to talk about today. I have 2 other thrillers that are sitting in my other room that I'm going to be reading, and then I have a few thrillers that I have on my Kindle that I want to read. One of them in particular being Night Film by, but I don't know. I think I might start Night Film this weekend. I don't know if I'll actually finish it or not. My sister's home, so we'll see actually how much reading I get done. But either way, we have No Exit by Taylor Adams. This is actually not his first book. I thought it was. I was under the impression that I was reading a debut novel, since I've been reading a lot of those. I have an actual thriller video that's coming up. Should probably be up on my channel by the time you see this, or relatively soon after you see this. And it's talking about my favorite books. And I'm hoping that I'm done with this so I can put it on that list of favorite horror books for October for you to read. But I'm reading this. I started it today. I'm on page 72, and I'm planning on continuing to read it tonight. I want to watch the new Chucky movie. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of it, just because of some like issues and stuff behind the scenes. But I still want to watch it. I'm still curious, and so I think that's the horror film I'm watching today. But that also being said, I do kind of want to read a little bit more, And yeah, the only problem here is it's like 7 parts, and it follows. You guys don't know what this is about. It's about a girl named Darby who she gets snowed in at this rest stop area in I think it's in the Rocky Mountains, if I'm not mistaken, on her way home to Utah to visit her family for Christmas break. She finds a little girl in the back of a van in a crate, and the story progresses from there. That's not spoilery or anything like that. It all happens within the first 30 or so pages, and also it's in the synopsis. And the story takes place over the course of 12 hours, and it's 300 or so pages long, 336, and it's amazing. It's one of my favorite thrillers I've read so far this year. I'm very curious to see the twists and turns and see if that makes or breaks me, but that's the whole point of a thriller, so I'm very curious. Other stories that I'm reading this month is my mom's husband, or my stepdad, I guess. Kind of weird calling him that. I don't know. Tim. He got me the Buffy comics. So if you guys did not know, on my other channel, Jacob is Here, I reviewed Buffy's 1 through 3. And I read number 4. I hated it so much I didn't review it because I was so mad that I was like, okay, this is going to turn into a rant review. And then he got me 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, bringing me up to the latest issue that came out in September, which was the 8th one. The 9th one, I don't think has been slated for. It's the end of an arc, so I think we're taking a month off or something like that. Either way, I read 5 yesterday, and I was very aggravated the whole time, and I started 6, and I'm also very aggravated the whole time. But with that being said, I'm very excited to finish these and just put them on my Goodreads goal. It's always good to have things that are happening, but then you also need to read books and things those are books. And if you read issues and you just read comic books, that's cool. Like I said, a few other horror books that I want to read, but this is what I'm going to be focused on. Okay, I don't believe I updated you guys at all yesterday. Yesterday I did end up reading though. I'm on page 131 now of No Exit. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up another book this weekend, but finishing one book this weekend in general would be amazing. And I started it on Thursday and read it, through Friday and things. I haven't read much in between here and Friday, like 30 or 40 pages or so. But next week I have a social experiment that I'm gonna do, and a books at a really random video that I loved, and I'm trying to get into a writing habit and a reading habit, and for now we're just gonna focus on reading for the month. And I'm starting a job, and so I think it's an excellent time to kind of pick up on that reading habit, and so we're starting that tomorrow. But today my goal is to read the last 200 or so pages that I have of um, No Exit. The only other thing I do today is I need to work downstairs in the basement, and then I need to upload videos for this week. I don't have any videos done this week, and so today's like a pre-record day, that type of thing. Hang out with my little sister, work downstairs, and finish this book. I also have two audiobooks that I grabbed. I don't know if I told you this or not. I'm reading the other Gear Hendricks and Sarah Perkins, I think that's the duo if I'm not mistaken, book. It's The Lovely Wife or something like that. It's a domestic thriller. My only problem I'm having so far is the same narrator who did their first novel that I read, and so I just keep thinking she's the same character, and she's not. And I'm only like 30% in, or 10% in. It's 10% in. And so, you know, it's just really confusing. And then I have another one, The Lost Daughter, or something like that. Also, another kind of thriller type video, thriller type thing. And so, yeah, I'm not sure if I need to output it with just like a soapy romance or whatever, which could be possible, and just read thrillers like this since I'm really enjoying them this way. We'll have to wait and see. But I'll update you guys very soon since I'm listening to an audiobook when I'm reading downstairs. I could just listen to Harry Potter. It's very possible. I'll let you know. Okay, so I did not update you guys at all yesterday, but I got to page 130. This book, oh my gosh. Okay, we're just gonna go on a little thing here, so if you guys don't really care, before you watch this video. But No Exit by Taylor Adams is so atmospheric. It is so intense and so scary. And I was reading at the library, so my sister came home. It's for her fall break for college, and so she needed my help with paper, and so I went to the library, worked on my Preptober stuff for NaNoWriMo next month, and I was like, okay, I'll read a little. I read like 50 pages at the library, which is really weird for me. I'm not really a 50-page kind of guy at the library, to say so the least. And the fact of me working there was also kind of weird, and so that was the first time I was there since I got the job there, which was also interesting. Either way, and I could not put it down. I didn't want to stop reading. I stopped reading because it got so intense that my body hurt. So I was like, okay, I'll do some heavy research project stuff, and so that's what I did instead. But this is beautiful. It's amazing. The main character, Darby. I don't know if I really explained what it's about. I think I did. It's exactly what my premise was. She finds a girl in a crate, and then shit goes forward. Darby is such a well-paced, complicated main character that honestly you just want to keep reading from no matter what. You don't want anything bad happening to her. And then I got to the first twist, and I do have a feeling that the next twist is popping up here next 30 or so pages. And I think I remember hearing that about something about this book, because that's really repetitive, is that 50 pages, twist, 50 pages, twist, type thing. And so I'll let you guys know if that stays to be a thing. Because that's exactly how the first two twists happen. Is that you get to the inciting incident, which is about 50 or so pages inside the book. Not a spoiler. It's in the thing, so it's not a spoiler. And then 50 more pages, you get to the next big incident. But it's so good. I have 200 or so pages left, and the goal is to finish it today and to round out this vlog. I also have an audiobook that I might be starting, but I did want to very quickly throw in the fact that I found this Chucky moving bull jaw. It should be popping up on the screen, and also this video. So that's why I didn't update you guys yesterday, because I went to the mall, and I went to the library, and I came home, and I got a huge migraine, and I fell asleep, and then I woke up. And now we're here, and now I'm going to read in the morning, as my sister probably won't wake up for a little bit, and I want to hang out with her as much as I can before she leaves. And then I'm going to go downstairs, and I'm going to work on some stuff. But for this very moment, we are going to be reading No Exit by Taylor Adams, and I'm just going to love myself. Yeah, I'll update you guys very soon when I get 50 or so more pages in, and tell you guys if I'm still enjoying myself. 130 something, I am, which is a good sign. Okay, so I'm reading this, and I'm read like 30 more pages since I've updated you. I was gonna wait 20 more, but I just couldn't. I'm super stressed out, and I'm reading this and I'm like, is this what my mom feels like when she reads my books as an alpha reader? Because there is no breaking point. I mean, they have a few conversational moments, but those are super intense as well. And so honestly, you just don't like, your breath doesn't really get to breathe. And you care about the character so much, even though you don't really know why, because you honestly don't really know the main character. There isn't, I wouldn't say there's great character development in this book. I don't know, there should be. Some books really need it, other books don't. She is a really three-dimensional character. I mean, it's like little things here and there, but nothing too big. The other characters around her, there's like 5 or 6. It's a very small cast. Also are pretty good. Very interesting. One in particular, if you read the book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Very interesting character. I'm very curious to see what the other twists and turns are. And I think that's all I'm waiting for right now, is for the next twists and turns. It's very intense. It's one action sequence after another action sequence after another, barely in between breaks. And I do wonder how realistic this is for an actual person to fight with the will. I mean, it's one of the premises of the book, is how far will you go. But I do wonder if this is how my mom feels when she reads my books, and there's no, in my new book that I'm writing, or the book that I'm now writing for NaNoWriMo, I made sure there was moments in between for slow moments, and I've never done that before. I'm always a much more of a fast-paced book, except for my romance. My romance is a really slow burn, but everything else is, I've written ever, it's super, super fast. I just write romance really slow, which is interesting. Not the important part here. Still super good. I still love it a lot. It's a lot, and yeah, don't really recommend reading one weekend. But this is more like a week read, where you read like 50 or so pages every day over a course of like 5 or 6 days, and then you reflect. I'm reading this over the course of 3 days, and I'm reflecting a lot. Okay, so I just want to say I officially have made my first attempt to figure out the final twist of this book. There's a lot of characters in this book. Like I said, there's like 6 or 7 who are important. They're all being used now. We are officially in the 200s. About to have 100 pages left of the book. I do think I'll take a break and eat, as this was extremely intense. But it's so good. I won't be disappointed with my idea. I'm not going to tell you, obviously, because spoilers. I won't be disappointed if my prediction of it is right, but I would be disappointed if I'm kind of right. I could be wrong, and all these people could be good. The people who, if you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. If you also read the book, you might have an idea of what I'm talking about. I don't know. But they also could be really bad. There's only one character that I'm slightly curious about, who I don't know much about. So, that's the one that I'm kind of hinting at. Yeah, there's just not enough characters in here for me not to talk vaguely enough. Our main character is it's just very well written, and I'm very happy with it, and yeah. It's super fast paced, so if this is a book you want to read, like on Halloween, just for like a quick throw ride, oh my god, this would be perfect for a Halloween read. Highly recommend it. It would definitely be in my dark thriller book recommendation video coming up here real soon. Alright, I'm going to get back to reading. Before this book's over, I'll have a time lapse of me reading if that's something you guys are interested in. But yeah, that far. I'm like probably 70% in or something like that. Okay, guys, so it is 1:28. I had fell asleep while reading this morning, or I would have finished it. I read a total of 333 pages so far this weekend. I still going to keep you until the 9th because I'm still planning on starting my audiobook. I also want to look for another Taylor Adams. Oh my gosh, I want to read all of his books, like, immediately. Now, this book was originally floating around 2017, did a little research, and then it just got released in January, or June? Maybe January. Something like that in the beginning of the year. It was in the first few months of this year, and so it got pushed a few years. I do wonder if he was having problems or not. It's very complex. Everything had to line up perfectly for the book to work. I did end up giving No Exit, not shocking, by Taylor Adams a 5 out of 5 stars. I would recommend this book. I do have to mention, though, because I didn't react to any of the really gruesome stuff, it does get very gory towards the last, I'd say, 100 or so pages. maybe 130 or so pages. I started on page 130. I read 210 pages, 200 and something pages today, and which is just crazy. I don't think I've ever read that many pages this year in one day. Either way, it's amazing. It's one of my favorite books of the year. It's probably my favorite book I've read this year. It's definitely my favorite thriller. There was a few contenders in which I'm making a whole video, and this is definitely going to be one I'm recommending so hard for this whole month. If you're going to read a book in October, this is the book to read. I have a few other books I think are perfect for October as well. They'll fit your vibe, but I've never read a page turner like this before. And that's my main thing I have to recommend is the page turner. The character of Darby is amazing, and I think she's really fleshed out, and I really did like her by the end. She's really complex, and she's really gray, and I really, really enjoyed that. The violence is exactly what I needed. It's bone-crunchingly disgusting, but it's also amazing. And then also, if you guys did not know, I'm writing a book about a manipulated character and a few other things, and that's not really a spoiler for this. Some people get me saying it's a spoiler, but I'm not going to tell you who. But there's a character in here who really helped me figure out a different character in my own novel, which is really cool. It's really good. I'm just going to grab some parts that I really liked about the character and use it to my own abilities because I really liked how it worked. But overall, one of my favorite books of the year, one of my favorite thrillers I've ever read. And I'll definitely be reading it before the movie comes out, just so I can see if it holds up or not. And also because now I know all the plot twists and different things. There is a few, I won't lie. There's like 2. These are non-spoilers. I'm not going to get into spoilers. I might do spoilers in my wrap-up, if so I would put it like a time on the screen. There are 2. There are 2 books. 2 spoilers. 2 twists at the very end that I was not happy about. And also, I did call the last one, like I called it, like 40 or so pages out. So it wasn't like I called it really far. And also, by the way, if you were curious, I was right. Not about the raising, and I did, before it happened, I did kind of concise it down to what it actually was, in a way. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how this gets adapted, very excited for that. But I'll keep you guys updated on whatever project I work on next. Or whatever book I read next. Like I said, it's going to be starting an audiobook, and then I hope we get into Night Film is what I want to start and read this week. Alright, I'll talk to you guys very soon. Okay, so this is my outro I'm going to do to this vlog. It was a little weird. We'll see how long it was. Probably longer than I expected. But I'll try to cut it. I'm just going to do a quick wrap up of the books and stuff that I read, what I rated them. I did read 2 comic books along with it. I didn't get to start another book as I never did work on The Basement. That's something I'm starting tomorrow morning. So I will be starting one of my novels. I really want to read a cozy one, but all of them are taken. So I'm going to wait until I go to the library on Wednesday when I have my job. So I read No Exit, which took up most of this reading vlog, by Taylor Adams, and it was 300. So for instance, I read a total like 400 pages this weekend, which was really cool. So this was 330 pages, and each of the comic books I read was 30, in which I read 3, so that's 90. 330. No, I read almost 500 pages this weekend. That's amazing. Very happy about myself. So, No Exit by Taylor Adams. I talked in length about how much I love this book. If there's anything you need to pick out from here, it's definitely this, since the other books are not rated high. This was amazing, though. Definitely read it. Read it. Do yourself a favor, please. Please. Alright, so the next ones that we have to go over are Buffy. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Buffy fan. I'll talk more and more about it as we go on. But if you want to see reviews for any of these, I'm going from 4 onwards. Let me know in the comments down below. This is Boom's reboot run. I have reviews for the first 3 on my other YouTube channel. I did booktube over there. And so if I ever do any of those type of videos, I'll definitely link them down below so you can see my initial reactions. I'm catching up late. I took a little break because I was paying for them out of pocket. and they're just so bad that I just didn't want to. And then my mom's fiance decided to get them for me for a present, like a random present, and it's very sweet of him. And so yeah, he bought me the first 8 on like actual. So I have the first one here that I read today, which is Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 6. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. I can't really tell you what they're about because it's spoilers. Then I read Buffy the Vampire Slayer issue number 7, which is dedicated to Willow, by the way, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. You see the difference? It's ridiculous. And then I read the last and newest issue, Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 8, which is the first prelude to the companion to Angel, in which I take a little break so I can read Angel, so that'll be popping up in a blog going forward. But it's the prelude, and I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. And so I read a total of 4 books, but the other 3 were like nothing. I will have another type of vlog going out for the next 7 days where I'm trying to read in the morning, and the book is amazing, and I'll reference that tomorrow when I start that. But hey, yeah. So if you guys enjoy this series, please give me a big fat thumbs up. I mean, series? What? No, if you enjoy this video, please give me a big fat thumbs up. So comment down below, hit subscribe button. Are you going to read No Exit? If so, please tell me why. Or if you're not, let me know, because I want to know, because it's amazing. Alright, talk to you guys soon.